Week 13. It is the middle of July and starting to see some fruity things that are edible. So let's start with over here. Rearranged again. So this is that tomato that hasn't been doing well. It's gotten taller, still not doing anything. These are the bell peppers. There's actually, nope, that's a dead flower. Yeah, I don't think these are doing anything. They're producing some new leaves, but meh. Garlic. The lemon cucumbers, I actually picked the first one. I didn't realize it was even there, and then I checked it the other day and it was like that big. So I picked it in hopes that it would produce more fruit. The whole plant is kind of iffy, to be honest. It wasn't really trellising well, so I started to tie it up a little bit, and it's doing okay. I mean, the leaves are a bit more yellow than I like, and this whole tangled mess is, well, a mess, but there's some more little, oh, that's my hand, some more little babies in there. I saw some over here. Yep, here's one over here. There's some little babies forming. Thought I saw some more. They might be in this mess, but there's a couple. It's doing okay. I think it'll do better now that it's trellised and should hopefully stay upright and not collect so much water on the leaves. I'm still not happy about that mess. I might try and detangle it, but probably not. Then in the cherry tomatoes, we have almost ready. There's two orange, one that's kind of getting there, and then a whole bunch of not orange, but growing. So don't think these will be ready for the weekend, but maybe I'd say a couple more days. On the raspberry front, this guy's getting taller. Whoops, where's my finger? There, getting taller. I don't think that'll produce any raspberries this year. From what I've read, it'll like grow the first year and then produce the second year. But this guy has a whole bunch of, there's thorns. One there, then a bunch of little ones here. Actually, this one might be ready. I've been checking it. I have to get it before the birds do because they're jerks, as we know. I might pick that one. Maybe later today. It's not quite ready yet. And where's the other one? That one. There was one like this size last week, but a bird got it. Strawberries. Oh man. Oh man. Focus. These guys are looking really good. Like professional real strawberries. Like the shape you'd expect to see a strawberry in. There's another one over here. A lot of little babies. A lot of runners. Some more down there. But over here, we have some demented shaped strawberries, a lot of them, but they're turning red. Look at that. Not ready yet. Not ready yet. Ooh, possibly ready. I might pick this one today or tomorrow. I think I'll give those to another couple days. But like, I don't get what the issue is with the shapes here. The other ones are growing so strawberry-like, and then these are growing all wacko, but I don't care. Oh, there's one in there. Hello, friend. Where did you come from? Penny, no. Come here. I didn't see that one. So there's another red one. Definitely not ready yet, but maybe a couple days. The edamame, let's see. Little peas in there, whatever you call the beans. Not ready yet. Maybe probably a week, but they're all over. There's tons of them. So that'll be a nice little snack at some point. Focus. Okay. Then cilantro's growing. Not going to pick it yet, obviously, because I want it to keep growing. And then the zucchini. It's gotten a ton more leaves since last week. Bunch of blossoms. These blossoms are huge, but I've had a lot falling, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there other than they're not being pollinated, and I don't know why they're not being pollinated, but there's the first zucchini growing in there. That's about the size of my pinky at the moment. That's it for now. Maybe these guys will grow a zucchini, but I don't know. Maybe there's so much stuff in here they're not being pollinated, but they're not being pollinated, so I have to figure that out. Celery still short. It has a really, really long growing time. It's 90 to 120 days, so pretty sure it's going to look like this for a while. The broccoli is getting bigger, but no broccoli yet, and I doubt there will be. There's just so much more leafing that has to happen first. Then we have tomatoes that I've been trying to train up the cage, but they keep falling. So this is the beef steak, which I still think are plum tomatoes. No one's turning red yet. I think they're still too small to turn red. But the plant is getting bigger. It's much bushier than it was. I have to stand back a lot more now to even get it in. It's definitely hot, that's why the leaves are curly, and lots more flowers, so hopefully lots more tomatoes to come. I stopped counting them, but there's 5 there, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, at least 18 that I can see without really digging into it. Then this one is the cherry that I transplanted. Remember, it was like yay tall and it wasn't doing well. I think it was in a pot, and so I took it out of that pot, and now it's much happier. It's actually grown a ton this week. I think last week it was below this second rung, and now well, clearly it's above it. Couple little cherries forming there. There's some cherries down there. Penny's annoyed. Oh, my mom. And then this is the other beefsteak, which I think is actually beefsteak. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, I think. The leaves are not looking awesome, and I'm not entirely sure why. They're not getting super wet. I might have to do a bit more pruning, but it's above the 3rd rung now too, barely. So I don't know if you can see that there. So either way, getting tomatoes, just a matter of them growing. These pepper plants are doing okay since they've been planted. I think I planted them on Monday of last week. I think it was Monday. So they're a week and a couple days in. And they've definitely like straightened up, livened up. The leaves are happier. A little bit of new growth. I honestly can't remember if they've gotten taller. I don't quite remember where they were when I put them in. I'll check the old video. But on the whole, they look okay, I think. Maybe. We'll see. And then that's new. So this was the bib lettuce, and that came out over the weekend. I want to say like Sunday. It just shot up and bolted and went to flower. And it was starting to get really bitter, so I basically just cut up whatever it was, put it in juice, and replaced it with a Brussels sprout. The Brussels sprouts will not be ready for a very long time. I think late October, early November, maybe even mid-November. So that's gonna look like that for a while, I think. But I do like the Brussels sprouts. I think they're cute. And a couple Thanksgivings ago, I actually in the farmer's market, they were selling these like flowers in centerpieces, and I thought it was adorable. So maybe that's what I'll do for this Thanksgiving. The kale I've been eating almost every day, well, at least in juice, so it's looking a bit hacked. But hopefully that means that the leaves will keep growing and it won't bolt. It's definitely about half the size of what it used to be, so that means it's being used. I'm fine with that. I'm seeing some nibbles, but I'm not seeing any bugs, so not quite sure what's going on there. They could be old nibbles, but I'm trying to avoid spraying it again. Then this, let me back up, is my new cucumber trellis. So if you remember last week, that was cucumbers, and they probably went up to there, and then that was the pea mess. And the peas were starting to get really starchy. There were sugar peas and snow peas, and they're starting to get super starchy to the point where I would just like spit them out when I put them in my mouth. So I decided it was time to call it quits on the peas. They lasted way longer than they should have. So I pulled all that down and built this new trellis that is way more stable. And the cucumbers are also growing up more, so they're getting a lot more air, should reduce the whole mildew situation, which luckily it didn't encounter despite the fact that they were all lying on the ground basically. But now the cucumbers are nice and tall, and I think it looks better, so let's go in because I already see cucumbers from here. Look at that. I actually picked one already. It was down there. It's like this big, a short little squat thing, but I picked it yesterday, I think. I wanted to make sure that this keeps fruiting, so I didn't take a picture of it. It looks like a golf ball, basically. There's one for size reference. Let's see, hand. Then there's another one over there. These have actually grown tons since yesterday. This must be liking this new trellis because these cucumbers have gotten really big since yesterday or the day before. There's that one. I thought there was another one. There's some babies here. Focus. Focus. There. Oh, there it is. Hang on. Hello. So there's you and you over there. So a couple cucumbers on this one. There's more on the other plant. And right now, just for reference, this is probably at my eye level, maybe a little bit taller than my eye level. And the training, I need to just hone it in. I had to basically unknot them all and retrain them up the sticks, so they're still trying to like grab on and strengthen themselves. But generally, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. We'll see when it all gets taller and bushier, maybe it'll all just fall over again. But for now, it's working. And then here's the other new Brussels sprout. This was where the peas were, here and way over to here, oops, here to there. And they were blocking the carrots, they were blocking the eggplant, they were blocking a lot of things because they weren't supposed to last so long. So now the Brussels in, and the eggplants have a lot more air and sun, so that guy's not going to do anything. This one's gotten taller. I think it was definitely reaching for the sun compared to the other ones. The leaves are getting bigger. None of the flowers have taken yet, so we'll see what happens there. Carrot mess. I actually stuck my finger in the dirt next to the carrots to see. There are like baby carrots in there, and they're super thin. I thought carrots grew way faster than this, but maybe I was wrong, or maybe I'm doing it wrong. But there's a whole mess of carrots, and from what I gather, I can leave them in the ground as long as I want, and they're just gonna get bigger. So I'm gonna leave them in the ground basically until I see a carrot popping up. And then the lettuce, oh my god, there's so much lettuce. It is starting to flower or bolt or whatever lettuce does, but I've been picking at it. This has also been going in my juice and salads and everything. I just cannot eat this much lettuce. This is an insane amount of lettuce, but I love it. So I'm happy that these have grown, and I'm definitely planting these again. And I've also been trying to trim over here so that the onions can get more sun. Like, these guys are doing fine, but these were being blocked by the lettuce. So I'm trying to improve their light situation. And, well, you can see there, that's it for this bed. Over to here. So, corn height update. This is, I think last week's video, the corn was about here. I remember it definitely being shorter than that lattice. Whoops, where's my finger? That lattice. So I'm pretty sure it was like here, which means that is a full foot of growth. Oops, there. Yeah, that's probably a foot, maybe more. It is 100% tall. Well, that one in the back is 100% taller than me now. Some of these guys are also taller than me, and the cukes have almost reached the top of that trellis. Top of that trellis. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do when it gets to that point, but it's a good problem to have. So let's find the cukes. First, let's check the eggplants. There's a bunch of flowers in here. They're not like opening yet, but the leaves are ridiculous. Look at that. That's like face-size leaves. Yeah, no, I don't see any eggplants in there, but I do see a little cucumber back there. This is my Cajun Bell. It has some flowers on it, so that's new. I think the plant's a little too small to support them, but I'm just gonna let it do its thing. It's doing better than the old ones were. Let's see, I know there's cucumbers in here. Where are they? These leaves are also getting really, really big. Aha, hello. There's one. And there's some more back, leaves, some more back there. Little babies. I saw, there it is. That's a bigger one. That's probably the biggest one in, the leaves are blocking. There. That's the biggest one in the garden, I think, at the moment. Oh, I saw some more. Yep, there's some little babies going on back there. And lots more flowers. So, cucumber situation looking good. I'm still not entirely sure which are the Kirby's and which are the regulars, but I fully intend to do some pickling if I get the pickling cucumbers. Oh, I see another one back there. Where is it? There he is. Hello. Where are you? There. Cool. The corn, let's see. It's starting to get the little grainy guys at the top. You can see some more back there. And, oh, I'm being stabbed by it. So, from what I've read on the internets, this means that it's gone from like growing stage to reproductive stage, I think. So these guys are a good sign. It means theoretically in the next 3 stages I think it has, it will start to produce corn. I don't know when and where that will happen. I know it like appears on the side, but I haven't grown corn since I was like, ooh, that's a weird bug. I don't know if you can see him. There he is. I haven't grown corn since I was a kid, like 5 years old, 6 years old probably. So this will be interesting. I'm almost like, I'd be surprised if we don't get corn, to be honest. There's just no way these plants aren't going to produce corn. So that's exciting. This is the green bell pepper. It's actually filled out a whole bunch since it went in last week. So I'm happy about that. Might get green bells, hopefully, maybe. That is the radicchio. Almost time to move the guard flamingos, but Penny has, as I expected, taken up to wandering through the wildflower garden. So I have to kind of keep those protected so she doesn't keep stepping on them. But I mean, this was a lot more upright. We've had rain and a lot of heat, and Penny traipses through it. But let's see, anyone new in here? It's basically a lot of the same now. I actually took some pictures last week up close that I'll probably go through at some point, but I like it. It's colorful, it's cheerful, it helps the bees. And what else do we have? We have basil. That cherry tomato plant has actually, wow, everything really grew since yesterday. This guy is fully above, I don't know if you can see it, fully above the 3rd ring. That wasn't like that yesterday. And a whole bunch of flowers. So I'm thinking we're gonna have a good cherry tomato harvest. Too bad I don't eat them. Then these broccoli actually weren't looking so hot, and now I see some new leaves growing in here, so maybe they'll come up. These are just sort of extra broccoli that didn't fit anywhere. But I mean, that's what I said about those things, and they're all doing fine. What else do we have? I think that is everyone. There's the other basil plant and the mint plant, but they look the same. So, Penny, leave it. For next week, I'm hoping to maybe have some cucumbers to pick. I'm almost certain we'll have picked some strawberries and raspberries, maybe even a couple of cherry tomatoes, a whole lot more lettuce. I can't see anything else being like super different from next week, but then again, I didn't plan to take down the peas and rearrange the cucumbers and put in Brussels sprouts this week, so you never know. Anyway, that is week 13, and that's it. See you next week.